Okay, welcome to my how to do a Rubik's Cube tutorial. So you can see here we have two Rubik's Cubes. One of them is completely solved. It's missing a corner, but that's the yellow corner. This one, not solved. Basically, the reason that I have two Rubik's Cubes is as I progress through how to solve them, I'm going to quickly do it on one of the cubes, and then I'll slowly go through and show you how to do everything on this one. But first, obviously, this is not solved. I just want to show you that, hey, I actually know how to solve a Rubik's Cube. So here we go. So there we go. Now it's solved. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to unsolve these both, and I will take you through the important steps that you have to do to get them solved. Boom! Okay. So step one is to pick a color that you want to start solving. I always pick white because white has the emblem usually on it. Also, I think I was taught to use white, so it's just what I do. But really it works the same with any of the colors. But I'm going to teach you using white. My next step is to get the four corners of white on the white face. Okay, so now we see we have the white face and we have the four white corners. Now something to keep in mind as you put these corners in, each corner piece has two other colors on it. So when you get your corners up here, you want the side pieces of your two white corners to match. So we have blue and blue, red, green, and orange. And our four corners are in place. So now I'll just walk you through on this one how to do the same thing we just did there. So picking this up right now, we have one white corner here. Let's find the corner piece that goes here. So we know we need a green, and since there's nothing here, it doesn't matter what the other color is. So our other white piece, so again, white face, our other white piece with a green on it is right here. So we want to put the piece down here, over here. Right now it's pretty simple, you can just turn it, so now it's down here, and then turn it up. And so now we see two white pieces with two green on that edge. That's good. Now let's go for our next one. Let's find the one that's over here. So this side is red, so we need a white corner piece with red on the side, which, throwing this around, is over here. So again, the place we want it to go, so we have white and red, we want our white and red. It's over here, and actually this is another just simple move. You can just turn it into place like that, bam. So now white, white, red, red. We still have our white, white, green, green. Cool. We have one last piece to do. So that last corner piece is down at the bottom right here. So what I want to do first, so we know it's back here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it so now the piece is right here that we want. That's where the white is. And I'm going to turn like this. So now we did take this out of position temporarily, but that's fine. And our other white piece that we're interested in is over there. Eventually, we want to put that corner back in. But obviously if I put it back in now, it puts this piece back on the bottom. So when I turn like this, I want to move that white piece so that it's not going to turn back to the bottom. So I just turn to the side like that. So now our white piece is over here. And now I'll turn this side again, so this corner is back in place. But our other white piece is not on the bottom. Now over here, we can see it's on this back corner, and we want it to go here. So what I'm going to do is, again, I'm going to take this one out of place temporarily, and I'll switch this one so it's in line with that, and then I'll turn both of those back up into place. So now we have white, white, orange, orange, white and blue, white and red, white and green. So those four corners are in place. Looking at the one that I'm going to solve fast, our next step is we want to fill in the appropriate edge pieces. And now we can see we already have three in a line right here, but looking at this edge, we know that's not right because we're going to want three white and three green here. There we go. So now we have the full white face, and we have all of these top edges are correctly lined up. So again, we want to do the same thing. And actually, in this situation, we have three whites in a row that are already good to go here. That'll happen sometimes. You'll be doing a move, and the next step will be partially complete or fully complete. It's just the way of working with Rubik's Cubes. But so what I'm going to show you how to do now is to get these other three pieces in the correct locations. So right now, right here, we see that we have a white and red. So the white and red has to go over here because we have our white and our red. In this case, what I'm going to do, so I'll take the two corners and I'll rotate them to the back of the cube. So now what we're looking at, we have those two whites here and this white here. So now I'm going to rotate that so that it lines up here. So again, that's our white and red. And now our other corner piece is here. So I'll just also rotate that into place. So now we've got our 3 reds and 3 white. And then I can just twist them back on top. So we can see we have our 3 white, 3 red, 3 white, 3 orange. So next we're going to want, let's go with the green one here. We can actually see that that piece is right here. Now you might be tempted to just sort of twist like that, and that's in place, but we've lost our centerpiece. So that's not how we're going to do it. So what we have to do again, we're going to take these white pieces off the top. Now we can twist that green one in, and then twist that back to the top. So that leaves us with one white side. That's right here. And again, we need to get that off the bottom now. So what I'll do is I'm actually going to twist it so it's right underneath that spot where it has to go. And then I'll twist this off the side. So again, that's here. These are here. And I'll twist these over. Oh, no, so that's the wrong way. I'm actually going to bring that back and I'll twist it the other way. So now our two top corner pieces are here and our white's back here. I'm going to flip these 180. And then you'll see that I can twist this in like that. So those 3 are in a line. And then just twist it back to the top. So back to my cube. The next thing you want to do is you want to line up the colors with their centerpieces. And actually that's really simple. It's just a single turn of the top. The next thing though is we want to get these edge pieces correct. So here's where we start to get interesting. I'll show you how to do it first, and then I will talk you through on the other cube. Okay, so now we can see, again, our white face, and then the side pieces are all in place for all the other colors. Excellent. Now let's take it to the other cube, and we'll do that same thing again. So we start here, just match the green up with the green centerpiece, boom, and then all the centerpieces are lined up. So now is when we take a trek from the top of the cube to the bottom of the cube, the yellow face. What we're looking for here, we want to look for side pieces that don't have a yellow on them. So for example, we can start with this one here. So on the bottom we have green, and on the side of the piece we have an orange. So that means that if you think about moving this piece, so that whole cube only has 2 colors, so that piece belongs here because it has a green and an orange. But we have to get it over there somehow. So here's what you do. So on the bottom, on the yellow face, we have a green. So we want to match that up to the opposite of the green centerpiece. So right now, I twist that on the bottom, and we have our green centerpiece here, and our green edge or side piece here. So that's the first step. Now, I'm about to go through a sort of an algorithm or just a process. This is one of the pieces that you'll just have to memorize how to do it. But with my green piece on the bottom there, across from the centerpiece, I have an orange piece on the other side. So looking at both of these sides, I see the orange is to this side. So what we have to do, so I'm going to hold it like this, and again, green piece, green center face. I'm going to turn that top of the center face to the orange side. Okay? Then I'm going to twist the top, or the white face. Either direction is actually okay. Then I'm going to I'm going to twist the centerpiece up, which is sort of just like that. If you twist the top this way, twist this up. Oh, geez. Alright, I kind of went through it fast there at the end, but in the end we can actually see, so this is that piece that we were looking at. That was the piece that started on the bottom. Now it is in between the orange and the green face, and it's the correct orientation. I'm going to go through that again so you get these other corner pieces in. I will do it as slow as I can, try to walk you through, and hopefully you'll be able to catch on. So the next piece that I'm going to select here, we'll have this one here. So it has blue on the bottom, so I want to set it opposite the blue face. So blue, blue. And the other color is orange. So the orange side is over here. So I turn the blue face towards orange, turn the white face either direction, rotate the middle, turn the top face back. Now we have a white line here, turn that up, turn the white face, and then we'll see we have our white aligned here, put that back, and then one rotation of the white face again, puts our center pieces back in line. So now we see the piece we were moving, the blue and orange, is now in the proper place, in the proper orientation. I'm going to go through that again. So here, we have on the yellow face, we have a red piece. So we want to turn that opposite the red centerpiece. And on the back side of that, we have a green. So red face towards the green. Turn the top face in either direction. Rotate the middle. Turn the top face back in that same direction. Rotate this white line back to the top. Rotate the top to the back one. And then you see we have this white line. Just put it back with the other. And then one rotation of the top face brings our centerpieces back in line. And now we see that red and green piece is here, leaving us with just one more corner to solve, or sorry, one more edge to solve. We have a blue and a red. So we turn the blue opposite the blue face. So blue face, blue side. And then on the back of that blue side, we have the red. So we will turn it towards the red face. So turn that once, rotate the top, turn the middle piece, rotate the top back, put this white line up, rotate the white face, and then put this white line up. And then one rotation of the top, and again, all your centerpieces are lined up, and we can now see that we have completed every edge piece. Alright, so back onto my cube here. So the next step, if we look on the bottom, the yellow face again, what we are going to aim for is we want all four yellow pieces to be here in the plus. Right now we only have these two, which is fine. This is the next little algorithm that you'll have to remember. So there's actually a couple different ways that this can look. Right now on both of these cubes we just happen to have the bottom L there. That's fine. What you also may see is that you have no white sides in place, or you have a line, either this way or this way. Solving it is the same, it's just when you have an L, you have to do it once. If you have a straight line or none of the side pieces, then you'll have to do it twice. So that was the process. So now we have our cross of our yellow pieces here, and we can see that the top has not been messed up at all. So coming over here, you orient it like this so that it is on the bottom and the right, and then you turn the face that has none on the top, you rotate the back, you turn this side, you rotate the back, you turn this side back, and then you turn the top back, and then bam. Now you have a cross there, and again, the top unaffected. I'm actually going to mess this up and do that again. So I've modified this so that now we have a straight line rather than the bottom L. So in this case, what you want to do first is you'll align it horizontally. And again, this is going to be the exact same motions that we saw when it was just the bottom L. So we turn the top, turn the front, turn the side, turn the front back, turn the side back, turn the top back. Now it gave us the bottom L. So again, we'll go through that motion one more time. So we turn the top, turn the front, turn the side, turn the front back, turn the side back, turn the top back. And then we have our cross. The next step here, what we want to do, we want to arrange our 4 corner pieces so that they match up with the correct sides. So looking here, right now, for this piece, we have a green and an orange. Let's just rotate that into place right now. So it's just here, green and orange. And it's okay if it's twisted anyway. We just want that corner to be in the right location. So looking here, we have red and green, which is good, green and red. Here we have the blue and orange piece, but it is on the blue and red side. And then obviously here we have the blue and red piece on the blue and orange side. So this is the next algorithm for switching any 2 corner pieces. All right, after that move, we can now see that all of the pieces are in the correct size. They're not in the correct orientation, but they're on the correct sides, which is all we want at this step. So taking a look right now, I see that I have a green and a green right here. So green and green. So I'm going to twist those so that they're both on the green side. But we can see right now that they're backwards, because this piece is green and orange, this piece is green and red. And this is the orange side, this is the red side. So these two need to be swapped. So in order to do that, we'll put both of them on the right side of the cube, and we'll start by twisting the left face, twisting the top face, twisting the right face, twisting the top face back, twisting the left face back, twisting the top face, twisting the right face back, and then the top face just goes 180. And so now that we see all 4 of the corners are in the correct location. I'm going to mess this up, and I'm going to do it one more time. So looking again, we see that this piece needs to be on the red side of blue, and this piece needs to be on the orange side of blue. So these two have to switch. So putting those on the right side of the cube, left face, top, right face, top back, left back, top, right back, 180. And now all of our corners are correct. The next step here is we want to rotate these 4 corners so that all of them are yellow on the yellow face. Ideally, what you want to start with is you want to have 1 yellow and 3 that aren't, because this algorithm will turn 3 of the cubes. So this is good for us right now. I'm just going to go ahead and do it, and then I will show you how slowly on the other cube. And there we go. Cube is not done yet, but those 4 corners are placed in the correct orientation. So on this cube, I will show you how. So again, right now we're ideal because we have 1 corner piece and 3 that are not correct. So that means we have to go through the process only 1 time. If we were to have 2 or 3, we would have to go through the same exact process just twice. So I'll quickly walk you through that process once, and again I'll undo it and do it again slowly both times so that you can see. So what we want to do, first we want to look and see what is the orientation of the yellow pieces on the corners that need to turn. And for some reason I remember this tactilely, so I have these 3 fingers here, I put 1 here, 1 here, and 1 here. If those 3 that my fingers are touching are yellow, then we want to hold the cube in this orientation so that our solved yellow corner is at the bottom left. If this was not correct, so if this one, and this one were not yellow, then we would hold the cube so that our solved yellow corner is in the top left. But right now, these 3 are all yellow, so we will hold it in this orientation, and this is the process. So we go right face that way, top face, right face back, top face, right face up, 180 on the top face, and then it's back. That has put our 4 corners in the correct orientation. I'm going to undo that real quick and then show you again. Now we have 2 yellow pieces and 2 that aren't yellow. So what we have to do is we'll do the same exact procedure one time that will rearrange these so that we only have one. So if you remember before, what we would do is we'd put the corner that we had in this bottom corner, and then we would check these three positions to see if there was a yellow here, here, and here. In this case, there's only a yellow here, so what this will end up doing, it'll turn this one so that yellow will be up in the end, and it'll turn these so that yellow will not be up. That will leave us with just this yellow visible on this face. So that's what we're going to do in this situation. So again, these three here, so what we do, right face, top face, right face back, top face, right face, top 180, right face back. And so now, like I said, we can see we have one yellow and three that are not yellow. So to do that, again, I'll put that in that bottom corner, and I'll check these three. Now in this situation, we see that none of them are yellow. So that's, like I said before, we will now rotate to put this in the top. Before, when we had our yellows here, we would turn this face this way and turn the top that way. But now, since we don't have our yellows here, we're holding it this way, we just reverse the direction. So we turn the top, we turn the side this way, top, side back, top, side, top 180, and turn that back. Now our four yellows are in place. The last step, you can see here, we have just three edge pieces, and actually I think on this cube we have four edge pieces that just need to swap. So I'm going to show you on this one. This is a simple way, and similar to a lot of the other moves, if you have the situation where you have more to do, you just do the same motion more than once. Okay, so that last step, not too difficult. Now the cube is solved. So here is what I did. For the first step, since all of these are incorrect, it doesn't matter which side you do first, but you'll take a side, you will flip it 180, turn the top either direction, turn both of the sides down, flip this side 180, turn both of the sides back up, spin this the opposite direction that you spinned it the first time, and then 180. So now with that single move, we can see we ended up solving this side, and we've got now we've got three. So this is the situation that we saw on the other cube. So now the rotation that you spin at the beginning actually matters, because as we see, we have the red here on the blue face, the orange on the red face, and the blue on the orange face. So basically these three pieces have to spin in that direction. So that's what we're going to spin the top in when we get to that step. So again, we'll start with the solved piece on the left side. We will spin this 180, and now we'll use that rotation that we said we had to do based on where the pieces had to go. So we'll spin this. Then we spin the two sides down, 180. Spin these back up. Turn the top in the opposite direction that we turned before, and you'll see that now this lines up. And when we 180 that, we then have a solved Rubik's Cube. So, now you know how to solve a Rubik's Cube. I can guarantee you a few things. First thing, you're going to have to stop yourself many times and go back to the beginning. You're going to be trying to do something and you're going to screw it up, and you're just going to have to reset it and do it again. It takes some practice, but it is possible to do. Second thing, you're going to have to watch this video a couple times. So I've told you all these different steps you have to take, but you're not going to remember them all at once. So you're probably, what I did actually, is I started by just solving that first face, and I would do that over and over and over again until I was very comfortable solving that first face. Then I would go to the next step and get those side pieces in, and then I'd just reset the whole cube, do the front face, the side pieces, reset the whole thing, front face, side pieces. And you just kind of do that until eventually you get the entire process done. The third thing is that you're going to be able to solve a Rubik's Cube. I can guarantee it, unless you don't try. So that's not really guaranteed. But I believe in you. You can do it. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Peace.
Then I really forgot what I'm doing. Once, switch the left side up, turn the top back. I broke it. Turn the top. And now, I broke it again. I have literally no idea what I'm doing. And then somehow you have a Rubik's Cube.